Hello, my name is Helen, and this is Cha-Cha, the American Akita, and you're going to see a demonstration on her, or at least on one side of her body. So I'm going to start by getting myself into my zone, relaxing, finding my center and grounding myself. Also, if you've noticed, I've just kind of lowered myself on the table because otherwise this table was a little too low for me. I use this time to ask permission of the dog, not necessarily out loud, but would Cha-Cha like a massage? Set my intent for the massage. So maybe if this was her first massage, which it's obviously not, I would ask her, can we have a good first massage? Can it be successful, and can the dog stay for me? Would you stay for me, Cha-Cha? So we can demonstrate for all the students. Thank you, girl. Okay, so I might spend a minute or two just in this sort of craniosacral pose here. So I'm just hovering, my hands are hovering. Good girl, Cha-Cha, good girl. Good girl. And then we're gonna start through the open of the massage. So I'm gonna do some random, more open hand stroking. You'll see it's a little more casual. So I'm just going to do some stroking on Cha-Cha's body. Notice the hands are a little more open. Good. Then I'm going to open the massage with effleurage. So more formal. It's just on either side of the spine. So I leave a little space on the spine. My hand, one goes down, the other follows. One hand and the other hand. One hand follows the other, just like that. So we'll do a few there. I can sort of reach on this side, so why don't I do one hand, follows the other, and you notice the hand is cupped, the fingers are together, follows the other. Now we're going to get into what we call the freestyle portion of the massage. So freestyle, you're going to use this for a few reasons. You're going to get the dog more used to massage. Show them what you're going to do. Give them a preview rather. You're going to gain more of their trust. And you're going to look for signs of the 4 T's. So I didn't write them down there, but remember we talked about temperature, tenderness, tension, and texture, and movement as well. So maybe any quaking in the spine. Do I feel any bumps? Do I feel any cold, warm spots? Do I feel an area where I feel like I noticed something, but then when I go to the other side, it's also there? So it's probably just the makeup of the dog. But maybe it's only on one side, which means there's probably something to look at. Okay, so I might spend 3, 4, 5 minutes just in the freestyle portion. It also acts just to warm up the dog as well, so that when you go into the body, they're already used to it. And what time did we start at? Roughly 3:13, 3:14. Very good girl, Cha-Cha. And I'm never shy to talk to my dog or the dog I'm working with as I massage them. You're a good girl. Give them praise. And you want to speak in a calm voice. Is that good? You don't want to do anything sudden. Yeah, just lie down. Lie down the head. Very good girl. Okay. When she's ready, if she wants to lie down, but she's pretty relaxed right now. Good. Good. So now I can see she doesn't mind me touching her paws. I might use that as a test on a dog where it was a first time massage. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is just go away from that freestyle. I'm going to go into the body of the massage now. So I'm going to start with the head. I'm going to open up the head area. So I'm doing now some palm compression and some smoothing out effleurage. Doesn't have to be everything all the time or everything in this order, just telling you what I'm doing. And then some, what I call head shampoo. So head shampoo is just that. It's like giving the dog a shampoo, but now smooth it out. So notice as I'm smoothing it out now, and watch me just go back into what I'll just call head shampoo again. Now I want to start working the ears. So I'll take one ear. I like to work one ear with two hands as opposed to both ears at the same time. So an ear, and notice I'm just smoothing the ear from the base to the tip. So let's say proximal to distal on the ear. Now I want to break that up, so I'm going to go to the base of the ear and do a more smushy technique. You see? Almost like kneading, making dough into the ear. Okay, now let's go back to the ear and we'll do another pass of the ear, another pass or two, but then let's take our thumb and finger and then circles. Circles, thumb on the outside, finger on the inside, or fingers on the inside. Let's circle to the tip. And let's do that again and circle to the tip. Okay, and now let's break that up. So again, I'm breaking it up so it's not too much of the same thing. Let's go to the base of the ear. Let's find that sweet spot that's right around here. Right in there. In that little groove between the skull and the mandible, which is the jawbone. And let's feel in there a little. So you got it here and here. You can see on both sides. Now I'm going to go back and do another pass or two. And I'm going to take the ear, I'm going to rotate. So watch me rotate the ear against the skull. It's literally rotating an ear right against the skull, smoothing it out, break it up, rotate. Okay, so I'm going to leave that ear, and I'll just do that sequence really quick on this side without talking about it. Okay. Oh, that's good, Cha-Cha. Good girl. Okay, I'm going to do the circles now. So again, I'm doing this quicker this time just so you can see it. There we go. Good girl. Now let's just do some ear rotations on the skull, against the skull. Let's go to the groove. Very good. Okay, so I'm going to smooth out the head. I'm going to go into now stripping. So I'm going to start at the stop. Don't make a dog cross-eyed by starting down here. Start at the stop. One finger, slow and methodical from the stop, up over the crown, through to the occiput. You get to the occipital ridge, and then I like to do something nice. So I'll do maybe a focus circle, and I'll show you again. So strip, slow and methodical. It's very calming. The other hand I use as a grounding device. So the hand's not just sitting here on my hip, I'm using it to do something. Now let's do little scrunchies in the back of the neck there. And I'll show you that one more time. Strip, little circles in the occiput. Now let's smooth that out. Maybe a nice little head shampoo. And we're gonna go into the flu right now. Remember the flu right here? And the commissure of lip right there. So I'm just gonna strip, I'll do it on both sides. Typically I wouldn't, but you can all see. Down the flu, into the commissure of lip. Then I'm gonna massage this area instead of stripping. Do you notice I'm doing little circles now? And massaging back, so now circles. It's like massaging the gums against the teeth. And like that, there we go. Good girl, Cha-Cha. Good girl, good girl. Now I'm gonna come back again and I'm gonna do, I just call them smushies. I'm taking my thumb and my fingers and I've got the top and the bottom in between and I'm doing little smushies. Smushies like that. Good girl. At the same time, massaging her jaw a little bit here and at the side. Okay, now I'm gonna watch me as I transition to tapping. So notice I'm doing a transitional technique, and then I'm just gonna naturally break into tapping. Got a nice rhythm. Just gonna smooth that out, and let's tap again. Okay. And watch again. Tap. Can you see okay?
Okay, yes.
Okay. Good. Okay, now smooth that out. So this is a palm compression on her head, on the crown, versus we did more like an effleurage, right? Good. And then the head shampoo. Now I want to go into her eyes. So I'm actually going to trace her imaginary sort of eyebrow. So I'm just going to trace. Why don't I do two? I'll do both at once. So I'll trace, and then I'll make the circle underneath. So you're tracing around sort of the bone here, and every dog will feel different. Yes, there we go. Tracing around and meeting and doing a nice little calming circle at the temporal lobes. Right there. Good girl, Cha-Cha. And instead of tracing the circle, notice I'm smoothing. I'm doing a transitional technique. I'm gonna go back, but now this time I'm gonna tap a little. So we don't wanna go straight from circles in the temporal lobes to boom, start tapping. Doesn't feel good. So we're gonna do those little temporal lobe circles. Either do maybe a smooth pass and then go into tapping, or just break it up. And now come back and tap, 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 tap. Trace by tap. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, so I'm gonna transition out of the head area and I'm gonna go into the neck. So she's got the collar on, so it's not the easiest. Okay, so watch as I just transition straight from here. And then I went, and I'm gonna do a few effleurages. So you see down the side of her neck? Just smoothing out the side of her neck. And I'll do a few on this side so you can see better from here, you can see it. So just the side of the neck. And now let's do some palm compression. So like a palm compression. Okay. And then palm compression. Okay. And that's effleurage. So as you warm up the area, then you proceed into something a little heavier and deeper, maybe more invasives, let's say. So let's warm up continuously now with circles. So now I'm doing circle. Notice a circle on the neck. So I'm behind the jaw in front of the shoulder. I'm in the soft part right now. That's it. So we're just going to do some big circles. And I'm going to transition those circles. Let's just go do an effleurage or two so I can explain what I'm going to do next, into kneading. So kneading is exactly what it sounds like. If you've ever made cookies, bread, dough, whatever, cake, and you had to knead something together, you've got your flour, sugar, whatever you have in there, butter, whatever you use, and you have to make it stick together, I guess. So you're actually just doing this, kneading. So watch my hands, effleurage versus a circles. Now watch the knead. See, it's like grabbing. So it's a petrissage technique, like milking the muscle. So now that's what kneading would look like. See how that's deeper? So you have to warm up the area, let's say, before you would get to that, right? So now we're just going to smooth it out a bit. Smooth that out, smooth, smooth, smooth. Let's go back again. Knead, 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 knead. And now that she's warmed up more, you notice my technique getting a little deeper. Good girl. Very good, Cha-Cha. Good girl. Okay, now I'm going to smooth that out. And watch as I shake. I'm going to lift and shake. It's called jostling. Lift and shake, lift and shake, lift and shake, lift and shake. That's jostling. Smooth it out. And maybe lift and shake a little at the side. There we go. Okay. So I'm gonna leave the neck for now. Okay, so I'm gonna think about closing it off again. We've just opened it up again with that shaking, done some effleurage, palm compression, and some effleurage. And we're gonna transition now to the chest. So it's gonna be hard because she's lying there. So, but this will happen in real life. So I'll demo a little bit on me too. So right away, I'm just gonna take my hand from the neck and it's gonna go here. So here, 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 here. So you do that by going underneath, 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 underneath. So I'm trying to warm up now the chest. So like this, like this, like this. Then I take the technique further and try to go under the underarm. Okay. So some dogs will lie like this, so you just gotta try to work around it. Still do it, just a little more work, and you can't see my hands. Okay, and then I wanna actually do some circles as well. So you're gonna work around the chest. When you see the direction of all the muscles that are in the chest, you'll see that some run cranial to caudal, some are run side to side, lateral, and others actually run in the diagonal. Some are superficial and some are deeper. So by doing techniques in a variety of direction and pressure, you're actually affecting more of them, okay? So now I'm still in the chest, getting a little meatier, and watch as I take her arm, and now I'm gonna do it on this side after. I'm taking the armpit cranial to caudal. So one hand is cranial, the other hand is caudal, and I'm scooping underneath there. So this is like scoop. Scoop, see? Scoop like that. You can do it maybe at the hip. So that's kind of what I'm doing. But I'm basically making sure I've covered all of the armpit by doing this. Good girl. Oh, that's so good, Cha-Cha. Oh, okay, now I'm gonna do this side. So you see how I have it cranial to caudal, like that? So you can see the underarm. Good girl. Okay, and another technique I may have done is this is a circle on the chest. Now this is a sun and moon. Sun, moon, sun, moon, sun, moon. And I might move those circles around the chest. It was hard with her lying down, but those circles could have been moved like this, and big circles as well. So we talked about those. Okay, so we'll transition out of the chest area. Very good girl, Cha-Cha. So now you've done the head, the neck, the chest. We're gonna look at the arm next. So we'll do this arm here because this is what the video can see. So we'll do this first. Okay, so I'm gonna start by opening up. I'm in the shoulder area right now. So that's a shoulder. Just opening it up, smoothing it out. You're just warming up the area. And that's more palm compression. And this is just smoothing it out, some effleurage. So now to see it on this side, right? Something like this. Warm it up, warm it up. You're getting the shoulder. And then what I'll do is I'll go into a technique more with the thumb. So now, little mini thumb effleurages. So notice the difference between what I was doing here or here, right? And now look at just with the thumb. So just taking maybe thumbs and doing thumb effleurages or thumb kneads. This would be a thumb knead. This is a thumb effleurage. Do you see? So I'll just say a thumb. So see how you can take effleurage and do this. 1, 2, 3. You can do it in smaller portions, but even with a thumb, just little effleurages. Good girl, Cha-Cha. Okay, now I'm gonna just smooth that out. Just circles and palm compression. Good girl. So we're still in the shoulder. Okay, now I'm gonna do a technique called stripping, which you saw here. Remember? Stop over there. I'm gonna take that finger, I'm gonna find the cranial part of her shoulder. I'll do it on both sides actually. I never do this usually together, but I can now. I'm stripping cranial to the scapula, to the withers, on the top part of the scapula, and then I'm trying to locate the scapula and strip behind it. Okay, so I just stripped so that in one finger it looks like this. You lose the scapula, you can't really follow it the whole time, but then you meet it up again and you find it back there. So that's all that is. And now to do a little more in that area, why don't we actually do direct pressure? So direct pressure is exactly that. It's pressure in one small area, like this. Pressure, pressure. So that's what I'm doing, and watch as I go around her scapula. Do you see what I'm doing? This, this, this. That's all I'm doing. Into the scapula. So I'm into the soft part. So where the, not on the bone, on the soft part directly adjacent to where the bone is. I may have felt something there, a twitch, I'm not sure. I was talking and I didn't pay attention. Okay, we're behind the scapula. There we go. So her scapula extends to about there. Okay, see? And now let's go back. So to go back to the shoulder, let's go back, but we're gonna open it up again. We're gonna smooth it out. We're not just gonna go directly from stripping and direct pressure to suddenly cross fiber friction. We're gonna smooth it out, make it all nice, smooth it out. Very good, Cha-Cha. Smooth it out. And I'm just gonna start kneading a little more. So I'll knead a little on this side, and let me take the hand on this side. So now I'll just do it with, this is 2 hands, 2 hands. Okay, smooth it out. And I'm gonna go down the arm now. I'm gonna strip the arm. So I'm gonna take a thumb and a finger, thumb and finger. I'm gonna find a groove. I'm not pinching, pushing together. I'm just literally stripping. Ease up over the elbow. You see what I'm doing? I'm gonna have to just choose one hand. So I'll choose this one because the camera can see it. Now my back's gonna hurt, see, because she's all the way there. Cha-Cha, what are we gonna do? Okay, so I'm gonna smooth out over the paw. I'm gonna run my fingers through the paw. You don't have to do everything at each time, but through the flanges rather. Little circles here. A nice little circle or pad on the dorsal aspect of the paw. And then I'm gonna make my way up. So make my way up. Let's do a gentle curve, I'm gonna show you on my arm. Curve palm compression, that's what I'm doing. It's a tongue twister. That's all I'm doing. It's hard to see on the dog. I'm gently just pushing everything up. I end up at the top. I'm gonna smooth that out a bit. Good girl, I'm gonna go again. So I'm going to strip down like that. That's all it is. Ease up. You might take the same path down, identical, or it might be different. So we're gonna get to the paw, and this time I'm gonna do some of the same things, but then I'm just gonna gently hold her paw. This is if the dog doesn't mind. So I'm gently holding that paw, gently holding, and then the dog has all these sweet little spots here underneath. They've got their palmar pads, and they've got the fur just behind the little pads. Nice little circle, nice little, just a nice little stroke. Very good, Cha-Cha. Very good. And then we're gonna come back up again. We'll do that gentle, here I'll show you on this side, curved palm compression. Lots of fur today. Good girl. Okay, so going back to that shoulder again, you can see on this side, just opening it up. I'm gonna go into cross fiber friction a little bit. So working against the grain of the muscle, you want to start, it's like a scratchy technique, very focused. But you start softer, and then you can actually put more weight. And then smooth it out. Okay, so if the muscles, let's say they're running this way and you're going, let's say, this way or against the grain of the muscle is sort of ideal. Good girl. Okay, good. Okay, now you're not just going to leave the shoulder like that with that kind of technique. You want to smooth it out. And I'm going to show you a little shaking. So we did that jostle, that lift and shake, jostle. But watch here. There we go. Good cha-cha. Okay, so where are we going next? We've done the shoulder, the arms. We're going to transition now into the rib cage. So watch as I just transition, just a stroke, stroke, stroke. Then you find me cha-cha. Put your head back a little, girl. Thank you. Raking. So rake. See that open hand, that contact? Watch the rake, and it's going in different directions because the muscles, you'll see they run different directions. So that's a relaxing yawn. It's not a stress yawn. I saw that in the camera. Okay, so we're raking and raking. Let's transition to the circle. Watch this first circle. There we go. Good girl. See that big circle? Just a big light circle. You can do a few up. Good girl. Oh yeah, you like that now. Lie down, baby, lie down. Go. I'm going to go back to raking. Do a few more rakes. And now on this side. So rake, 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 rake. And then see the big circles? Like that. Do lighter, bigger. Good. And I'm going to actually start by doing circles with a little more weight now. Do you remember how I said you could see the flesh moving around a little? Can you see it moving a little under my hand now? No, 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 no. Yeah, I'm just going to stay right here. Lie down. Lie down. Okay. Good. So now we're just going to move around the flesh. So that's moving it around. So this is light and this is moving it around. You can see that in the video for sure. Breaking that up. And I'll take advantage of her being like this, and I'm going to show you what I would normally do here. It's easier than when they're on this side. So I'm just doing some passes, just warming that up. If you want to work on the belly, better to work down than obviously up because digestion flows down. That would make more sense. Good girl. And then, no, 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 no. No, 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 you're going to stay. And then she has her muscles under here. So we've got the abdominals. So I'm just doing some gentle massaging in here, right in the center. You're going to stay. No, no, lie down, Cha-Cha. Good girl. Okay. Very good. Now I'm going to show you what a focus circle looks like. No, 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 no. Stay here. Stay here. Oh, a more focused circle now. So do you see I'm behind the scapula? So that's a focus circle. Good girl. Okay, so now she's the wrong direction. Okay, focus circles versus the big circles. Okay, so I'll close out that area. I'll just do a nice effleurage and do some coming up now. We're going to find ourselves at the spine now. So, it's always hard to video this, but what we're going to do is we're going to find the spine around the withers. It curves around the body. You see that? So you see how it curves around. Good girl. Oh, that's perfect, Tasha. Stay right there. Good. Thank you. Stay here, please. There's a little more work. So we're going to strip down the spine. So you leave a little space on either side of the spine. The bigger the dog, the more space you'd leave. So a small dog, you probably leave this much space, but her might be this much. So my fingers are about like this on her, roughly. So I'm just stripping down the spine. Very good. Okay, so I'm just doing this. That's all I'm doing. Following the curve of the spine around. And now I'm at the tail, and I'm just gonna give her something nice. But what you wanna see is what I'm gonna do going up. So I'm actually gonna do little focused circles either side of the spine to find my way up. So I'm at the base, and watch this. I'm just doing little circles. That's all I'm doing. So we're gonna find our way up. Follow the curve of the spine because her body's twisted. There we go. And now let's just strip one more time. So we're gonna strip down, leave some space either side of the spine. You get to the base. Give the dog something nice when you get there. Something that they like. Shake it out a bit. Now we're gonna do scrunchies. It's just a made-up technique, obviously, but we're gonna scrunch up. So we're just gonna scrunch, 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 scrunch. And now we're at the top. Good. Now we're gonna do the direct pressure technique that you saw around the scapula, but we're gonna do it on either side of the spine. So we're gonna leave space on either side of the spine. We're gonna trace where we stripped, but we're gonna do it with a thumb and a forefinger. So the idea is you do not press into the spine, you press a little into the body. So you're just doing this a bit. In, release, drag, in, lift, release, drag, in, lift, release, drag. So you don't let go of the body, you just release and drag and press in again. And when you press in, it's into the body. You're not squeezing together. Okay, so watch, this is what it looks like. In, release, drag, into the body, release, drag, into the body, release, drag, into the body. And short intervals. So you don't want to skip like 2 inches or something, 3 inches, right? Just paying attention if I notice anything. So far, nothing. And you would do this technique lighter, especially on the first go. Just make sure, you know, they're okay with it, feels good. Give them something nice. Now when I come up, I'm gonna demo, we're all gonna do this together after, but skin rolling. So skin rolling is where you drag a thumb and walk with your fingers. Okay, so you're gonna drag a thumb and walk with your fingers, and you're gonna try to get a curl, a fur in the middle. And the more fur the dog has, the more you might be able to get. Okay. There we go, starting to get it. There it is. Can't see it in the video, but it's forming like a bit of a wave. And I'm just gonna give her something nice when I get to the top. And I might do the direct pressure coming down again, but on the way up, let's skin roll again. Drag the thumb, walk the fingers. Drag the thumb, there we go. Walk the fingers. See? There's that curl happening. And when I get to the top, I never just end and go back down. I just give them something nice while I'm here. In Chacha's case, she likes head shampoo. There we go, good girl. Okay, so we've covered that area. We're gonna go into the thigh now, the leg and the hip area. So going to do a lot of the same things we did in the front. So what are we doing now? We're opening it up. We just got here, we're opening it up. Opening it up. Oh, that's a good cha-cha. And now I'm gonna do maybe big circles. Yawn number 4. Nice big circles. Smooth it out. Palm compression. That's effleurage. That's a circle. Good. Now I'm gonna get a little more focused. So I'm gonna strip a little, do some effleurages, but do you see how I'm just taking like section by section now? Little, little, little here, little there, little there. And her thigh is really wide, right? So it's like a big area to cover. Like that. Yeah, you've got a few big ones here too. Yes. Good. So again, smooth it out. Soften it up, smooth it out. Very good. Good. And now I'm actually just going to strip down. So what we did in the front legs, the arms, I'm gonna strip, but she's got such a big thigh, I'm gonna use two thumbs, two fingers instead of just one. Well, I might as well just do two. Follow that down. Thumb and finger. You notice this part at the Achilles? Right here, that little soft spot is a groove there. We'll talk about it after, but notice there, I'm pausing in there. Down her long paw. And then a lot of the same things, like I might focus on the dorsal aspect first. Make sure I've kind of covered it. Into the flanges, fan out the flanges. Nice little circle. Gentle squeeze of the paw. And we're gonna do our curved palm compression coming up now. Curved palm compression, curved palm compression. And let's do that one more time. We're gonna strip down, up over the stifle, so you're not squeezing into the knee and the knee joint, through the Achilles, so you're at the tarsus. Let's go to the metatarsals and now the paw. And notice now I'm also gonna take the underside of her paw too. You might do like little circles like this. You might circle them individually. The dog obviously doesn't want its leg raised sideways. The dog's leg goes out this way more, right? So that's more natural. So watching the posture there, good. Good. And that sweet spot is directly behind the pads. This part here feels so nice. Nice for the doggy. And in the Achilles, this groove here, that nice little groove right going into that corner there. You just hold on to it. It's an acupressure point actually. Okay, good. So we gently squeeze that paw. We're gonna work our way up the leg. Make sure she doesn't fall. Up the leg. I'm just gonna work a little bit around her hip now. So remember we did that stripping and a direct pressure? Gotta watch she doesn't fall. So I'm gonna just hold her there, but I'm gonna go around her hip. Just a little bit around her hip, point of hip, the iliac crest, and around and back. And I'll show you some other techniques that I would do here, for example. So I've been working the underside of the leg as well. You just can't see it that much. Good girl. But we've done some stripping like this, effleurages, smoothed it out. I'm gonna do some cross fiber friction. So that's cross fiber friction on the thigh. Like that, and smooth it out. Good girl. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Good girl. Okay, so I'm gonna close out that part. I wanna work on here so you can see it. That's why I kind of moved her. So watch what I'm gonna do right now. You've worked on the outer part of the thigh and the inner, medial and lateral. Watch what I'm doing now. I'm working the back portion of the thigh. So there's several muscles, and they're like cords of muscles. So they run the length. So I'm opening that area up. You can actually do both sides at once, or just one side. So just opening it up, smoothing it out. Opening it up, and watch as I'm more kneading now. So now my hands are getting more in there. Do you see the difference between just doing this and this versus what I'm doing now? You can see the difference? Okay, good. So that's like kneading. Oh, good. Yep. It's good, cha-cha. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'm gonna strip that hind portion of her leg. Cha-cha. Okay, we do that after. We're gonna do that after. Okay, so we're gonna strip now because there's cords of muscles like bands. So now you're stripping in between semitendinous, semimembranous, bicep femoris, sartorial. I mean, there's all these gracilis. There's all these muscles there. So you're just kind of stripping now. And now let's go back to just smoothing it out. Smooth that out a little bit. And when I'm getting close to like finishing, I would shake, see how I would shake it off? Oh, cha-cha. Cha-cha, watch your leg. Good girl. Hey, stay here. Good girl. Okay, come. Good. Okay, so I'm gonna shake that out now. I just made her stand, you can see a little better. Shake that out and smooth it out. Very good girl. So now you've actually worked the outer portion of the thigh, the back portion, the inner portion. You haven't worked the glutes. Oh yeah, lie down. Stay here, baby, stay, but lie down. Okay, so now for the glutes. No, you're gonna stay. So these are the glutes right here. So I'm just gonna hold her like this. So watch as I'm smoothing it out. Either side of the tail, either side of the tail, and smooth that out, palm compression, do some circles. I'm going to show you this part quickly because she's getting ready to jump. So things that I would do here, I'm going to walk you through it anyway. So then that's when I start with the more invasive techniques. That's when I start maybe a little kneading. I might do some direct pressure, so I look for all the little grooves in the back. So if you feel like in the back here where you are, you're going to feel various grooves with the dog. So you go carefully. So if you feel any hesitation with the dog, cha-cha, just stay for 1 sec. No, 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 stay. Okay, so I'm gonna, and then I would do the cross fiber friction. I would have done some direct pressure. I do circles. So I work on that area. I'm gonna just pretend close it off quickly because I want to show you a tail sequence. Cha-cha, stay. Stay, please. So pretend I go to the other side of the dog and finish that entire side. We've done some of it. Then we'd go back and do some nice long techniques. I'm gonna walk you through them and just end up at the tail. Lie down. Then it's gonna be tail. No, 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 don't just jump. No, 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 cha-cha, sorry. Cha-cha, stay. Stay, 1 more minute. Okay, so we're just gonna do tail, 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 tail. And then I'm gonna do gentle squeeze, 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 squeeze. Good girl, squeeze, 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 squeeze on the tail. I'll take the tail and I'll do a few circles one way and a few circles the other way. Now I'm not moving the tail unnaturally in any weird position or if it's bent. And it's easier if she was standing, but I can still do it. So a few circles to the left right now, I guess, yeah, and a few circles to the right. And then break that up. Then I like to get in the grooves. You see there's grooves, we're gonna learn the muscles there. There's grooves around the tail, and I like to get into there, right in here. And then I'm gonna do circles from the grooves. So I'm gonna take the groove of the tail and move the tail from there without actually physically moving the tail. It's more like doing circles and within the grooves of the tail. Once you do it, you'll know exactly what I mean. Okay, good. Now the tail is always at the end of the massage, right? So I had done the other side, I went to the tail. Now watch, I'm just gonna do a close. So I'm gonna go back to how I opened, which is some effleurage. So either side of her, 1, 2, 3, do a few. I'm gonna do 1 or 2 going up too, just light. And I'll do the same on the other side, since I have access. Good. And then we open it up to a more random open-handed technique, the stroking. So now I'm stroking off, look, her tail, off her legs, off her paws, off her stomach, off her shoulders, off her head. Down like that, and just fun and open and quicker. I picked up the pace, and when I'm ready and I say, finish, finish, and that's it. And I take my hands off of her normally. She wants some praise. I praise her and thank them. Thank you, girl. And that is the end of the sequence then. Sorry, 1 second. Thank you, Cha.